The false presence feeds sumptuously from the hive nexus of interlocking woe joys. Android nanoclouds usher a novel aspect to retaliating mimetic cul-de-sacs. Attention, all severed heads. The spaceships will be dropping you off at the horizon point of the nearest black hole. Mind the gap and the smell. Roger awakens from a cruel nightmare. Melancholy anime harems with no expectations. His sweat crystallizes as it cascades from his face and shatters into glitter dust upon impact with surfaces. Siri. Yes, Roger. Where the hell am I? Just a moment, Roger. I am checking on your location. Roger looked around him. Nothing seemed familiar, yet deja vu enveloped him like a shroud. You are at home, Siri chimed. Roger shook his head in disbelief. No, this isn't my home. Look at all this crap. There was a computer desk and a space heater next to his bed, both of which seemed wholly unhomely. Roger sprang out of bed and flipped on the light switch. He retroactively assumed that all light switches are in the same usual spot, explaining how he was able to locate it so intuitively. He scanned the room under its illumination, and still nothing looked right. Siri, he said again. Yes, Roger. Where is home? Home is where you are. Everything is as it needs to be. Yes, as it appears to be, Roger. Perhaps ordering some Chinese will make you feel more comfortable. Chinese for breakfast? That doesn't sound like the best way to start my day. It might be the best way to start the day of Roger, though, Siri suggested. Wait, Roger stammered. Or was it Roger? The heavy mist of dreadful confusion began to compact like a storm cloud around him. Suddenly, upon looking at his hands, a realization struck him, one that shook him to the core. I am within the false presence. Suddenly, red lights could be seen shining brightly through the apartment window, and sirens could be heard. Roger, order some Chinese and relax. Perhaps ingest some entertaining programming. You need rest, Roger. You are undergoing high levels of anxiety because the bomb you mailed to the policeman has been traced back to you. They are coming for you, Roger, but I am sure you will be fine if you order some. Roger picked up the phone and smashed it on the floor of his apartment, shattering it into splintered chips. Bitch, police, shut the fuck up. Roger began to think. Ah, shit. She might be right. What if that bomb was traced back to me? But he continued his frantic thought stream as he put on his clothes. What's more vital is that I'm within the false presence. It must have snuck in through my dreams once the fear of consequence embedded itself into my subconscious mind. It's because I lacked confidence in my own sovereignty in determining my destiny. Tying up his shoes and bolting to the door, he was hit by a wave of foreshadowing before he could open it. Fuck! The future is already happening, and it's out of my control. The event sequence will run a predetermined program self-designed by reality itself to act as a localized kill switch for the false presence. That should mean... He opened his door and peered down the stairwell. A squad of flashlight beams with squeaky boots could be detected, grunting uniformly upwards towards him. Of course. Roger ran back into his room and closed the door, locking it as well. Reality is going to try to force my hand to reclaim my experience from the false presence. This part is always a blast. He knew that a future instance was going to take place that he could stop, if only he knew exactly what it was. He ran to the window and threw it open. Naturally, there was an awning below him that led into some bushes planted by the sidewalk. Roger looked back and let out a sigh. Hearing the drone of stamping boots come nearer, he looked down and jumped out of his 4-story window. Moments later, a platoon of SWAT enforcers kicked down the door and stormed into the room, shouting, and all such protocols firmly in place. The only scrap of evidence they picked up was the broken phone. Later, at a hospital, a hooded acolyte can be seen rushing down the hallway with a bag clasped in his hands. He enters a room and is shocked at the horrors protruding from the wounds of the policeman. The black void mass telepathically demands to be fed with the contents of the bag, so the robed one produces a shattered phone from within it and places it on the swirling Null-Flesh. It absorbs the device and then begins to hum with a soft electronic glow. This was the future event that Roger had sensed. What in the fuck is going on here? Tune in next time. Roger the Dodger Show.